All right, here we are. Welcome back. Massive episode of Inside YKTR. Got some fresh kit on there. I think that's dropping on Thursday.
Oh, is it really?
It is, apparently. I don't know.
Have we planned this or what?
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Massive drop coming 6. We make our hoodies are some of our most favorite pieces that we ever drop. If you copped any of it last year, we're back this year. Got our base colors, got some fucking flexi colors as well, like this Fanta orange. But I'm excited. 6 o'clock Thursday. Be ready. They're going to go quick, in my opinion.
Yeah, that and the lilac will just go boom.
And then black's always cool. Like, you always got to have a black hoodie anyway.
Yeah,
so
I posted that one first last night, and then I'll just ease into the colours leading into the week. So
it's funny you say that because traditionally, like when I used to build YKTR collections out, it was like black, grey, white. Red was kind of like our really poppy color. And the first hoodie that we ever really sold out with in the space of 10 minutes, and it was a couple hundred units, was a red YKTR hoodie and it had like these black stripes down the side.
Right,
yeah. It was a fucking, like, we put it together so shit at the time compared to what we got now. But that was my first little look into color. And yeah, obviously last year Seafoam flew, so hopefully got one of those this year as well.
Yeah, and you haven't even been able to travel and get sort of the inspo behind the colors, but we've just like kept eyes on the game, see what's out there. And
Data's important as well. Like looking back on, like once you get to a certain phase, you kind of look back on what's been selling. And like a lot of our, like we're essentially a hoodies and t-shirt brand. Like I think 82% of our sales come along those types of things. I think with Kobe shorts, they've sort of swayed that around, but a lot of it's built off the back of data. But like you said, like paying attention to like what are the bigger brands doing? Sometimes just walking past someone on the street. Like I seen Lilac last year in New York. I thought that popped. But I also saw Seafoam at the same time. And this guy who was wearing it in Soho, I was like, fuck, that looks cool. It was actually a Balenciaga hoodie that he was wearing, and I was like, fuck, that's cool. So we kind of built the inspo off the back of that. But we're back this year. It's a unisex style hoodie, so we should have photographed it in more girls, but we will soon. We're just a little bit behind in that marketing side.
Yeah, playing. I know something's going to give us an extra hand when we come in to ease the burden and free us up in content-wise is good old Jackson. Lands this morning. Last day in the office of just me and Ice. Bit of a sad one.
But yeah, it's been a journey, hasn't it? It's funny that you say that because like we'll talk about Jackson's journey soon, but like for the last probably about week, I've been trying to think of like, all right, whose roles what now? Like it's always just like used to just always be me. Then Lukey was here, and it was weird when Lukey was here. Now it's going to be weird when Jackson's here. Like how does the workflow? Like do you invite him for lunch every time? Like there's a real small shit like that.
Because it's like I've always said on this before. It's like you've come from like the footy world, whereas like Jackson and I've come through the, for lack of a better term, corporate world, where it's just like that's just what you do.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's gonna be funny to see us how we like just know how to communicate with each other, and then you try and figure it out.
Working confined spaces, that's like the other side of it as well. And it's weird. Like we've got a spare office there, but like he never works in it. Like he's literally got his own office, but you never work there. Yeah,
it's too hot.
Yeah, out in the bleachers out there.
Just in the trenches with everyone.
Yeah, but like it was funny because I was looking at the roles yesterday, and I was like, "Fuck," because he kind of just sprung it on us. He goes, "Oh, bro, I'm moving over." And then he kept hitting me up. He goes, "Oh, but I'm happy to go like do some labouring or work a job, but ideally I'd like to be here." And I'm like looking at all our numbers. I'm like, "Fuck, I don't even know if I got to." I don't know if obviously wanted to hear straight away, but I had to figure out a way to get him in. So I run multiple businesses as well. So I've been at the start. I'm able to pay him out of Dice Digital, which is a digital marketing agency that I run on the side as well. So he's going to get some from there. He's going to have to do some work over there, but ideally most of it's going to be coming from here. So that was like kind of stressful because he's just like, "Oh, bro, I'm coming over," and obviously I want him here. But yeah, just got to try and figure out how to get him money as well because it's a big move, man. He's just got married in December. Mm-hmm. His wife's backing him to come over here. So when you do this type of stuff, you got to make sure your partner is happy first. And I've learned that from my experiences with my relationships just gone, where like my ex-partner, she's got a great job, but her life was her job and me, and that was kind of it, where she didn't have a core group of friends, or she'd hang out for work friends every now and then. So I think I know Jackson's going to be happy here, but I'm thinking of like, fuck, I need to help her probably more so than I need to help him. But then I also need to give him money so he can live because Sydney's fucking expensive as well. So like these are the types of things that go through my head and the stresses that go through my head, but pumped to have him. But like I was saying, like I was sort of breaking down your roles and I was thinking, fuck, I've been throwing a lot on Lukey. No one is making mistakes lately. Yeah.
I got it. Oh, sweet.
And you're good because you're smart. You love working hard. You can figure it out. But then when I wrote it down on a piece of paper, I was like, fuck, this is a lot of work, man. So me and you had a chat. I sort of gave you the right of way of what you wanted to do, and you sort of just threw it back at me. You're like, oh, what do you think I should do? And I threw it back at you, and you're like, yeah, that's probably perfect.
Yeah.
So we'll sort of discuss that a little bit later. But pumped to have Jackson here. How do you reckon it'll be for you?
I reckon it'd be good because like there's so many like little collaborative ideas that like I always like shoot you or I shoot him across the ditch, and then I can't really do much off the back of it because he's not necessarily here. But there's like little things, like little blog ideas. We're like, hey, let's do this, and we can just like quickly whip something up because we're together. So I'm excited to see like the collaborative part of it from that perspective, and then just more ideas the more things we grow, because like we've had heaps of ideas just you and I, and have that
other set of eyes.
Yeah, exactly right. Like everything that we chat about when we have coffee, we come into the office, we'll put YouTube on, see what's going on behind the scenes in the creative world. And obviously he can speak really well. Like he can talk for days. So the content, like you just watched the episode they did with Scope last week for the footy tips preview, like you're gone. So and
what was that show that we used to do? He was always really good on that, eh?
Show and Go. Yeah, we might have to do a live Show and Go. Bring back the Show and Go. It's still there. So like little things like that. Where I can be like, hey Jackson, you reckon this would be a good idea? And then we don't always have to pull you into everything as well, and you can then go focus on what you need to do for the brand. And
so that's what when I'm drawing out this org chart, and then we're going to have the big meeting with like Simi and Scope. And that's the other side. Like when I paint out all your roles and like Scope's going, I'd love to work at YKTR sports full time by the end of the year. I'm like, yeah, but look how much these two cunts are doing, and then this is what you're doing right now. I need you to be at this level for us to even consider paying you as a worker. Like you'll get your money through like sponsorships and merch and sort of stuff like that. But as a fucking worker, you need a skill set. You can't just rock up. You become a liability. You know what I mean? It's good being in front of a camera, but then these guys can be in front of a camera and do all this as well, and cut up all their own content and bring ideas to the table. And the boys can write, and they know how to upload to the YKTR, the mag. So yeah, it'll be a good little meeting. But that org chart is going to be there, so like I don't have to deal with 7:30 phone calls from Simi like asking, what hey swipe bro. Up? Hey bro, what swipe up should I put up? And I've got like a fucking invoice that's worth like 80,000 US that I'm trying to figure out how to pay. Yeah. But there's different types of stresses, and with that, once that org chart comes in and we all sit down, bro, this is how it is. This is how it's going to be. If you got a problem, go through Lukey. If you got a problem over here, go through Jackson. But just fucking get me out of the way.
100%. And like all the content and stuff like that, like I'll say it, I reckon everyone can be better in the way that I feel like I'm like the one that's putting everything on sports. I'm like, hey Scope, here's a swipe up for this. Hey, here's the micro for this. Hey, this post.
Scope sucks at putting up content.
Yeah, I need to just teach him even how to use like the little swipe up gifs that you can do in the stories. You just post it like that. Love you, Scope. Not putting you on blast or anything like that.
Nah, but he does suck at putting up his own content because he just expects sports to do it all for him, and he's got the benefits off the back of it. And then sometimes he'll go like, oh, do I have to put this up as well? Like, fuck, do you want to grow your own page? Like everyone should be growing up their own personal accounts, because like this ain't like sports ain't guaranteed. Like, if you leave YKTR Sports because you don't like the way things are going in 2 years from now, or we've got too much talent underneath our banner and you don't feel like you're getting the attention, you want to be building up your own personal profile as well. And then that's like, he said it last week in the group chat at Scope, and he goes, oh, do I have to put this up? And I was like, well, fucking Lukey should spend 3 hours cutting it up, and he spent an hour on your micro content. It looks like 30 seconds of work. Yeah, fucking know if you should be putting it up. You know what I mean? And that's where they don't really see that side of it as well. They rock up, they do their stuff, they fuck off, which what we're happy to do.
This is exactly what we've expected from them at the moment. Come in, record, and then we're like the one-stop shop at the moment. But as we grow,
but put the fucking content up, like it takes time to make content, and it takes a lot of time and effort to do all that sort of stuff. And like they're happy to go get the benefits and stuff from it. There's no downside for the boys. No downside whatsoever. It's all upside. So yeah.
On a side note, what a fucking Scope's little post the other day.
I didn't even think of that till now, so yeah.
Yeah, I know. Side note, Scope's little post the other day in your apartment where he's just come off the run club or whatever it was. Yeah. Fuck, that was a giggle.
Yeah.
So he can do it. It's like all in there. So and I think once we all sort of get on that, like, I keep every episode I'll throw it back and probably start getting trolled in the comments, but the bar stool method of where everyone understands that they're all cutting content, they're all uploading content. And they're all growing as like this hybrid together. It's just the way to do it.
Did that guy end up getting fired from Barstool because he wouldn't upload the Black Friday sales?
Yeah.
So
He came back
got
into
fired.
the office and then they were like, this isn't just going to work. Like, you've dug yourself too deep. Nobody wanted to talk to him.
Yeah, and he didn't come back in or
Yeah,
anything.
the Barstool Outdoors guy was.
Yeah.
Now they've got like a new chick running it and like she'll be gunning for them or whatever they do. It's weird. It's like proper hunting. Like, very, very American.
Yeah, but it could work easily because they've got that demographic over there as well. And you just build it into fishing, into hunting and all that different type of stuff. But yeah, a bit of a tangent. Jackson arrives today. He's rolling through. Glad he's here. And I think he's going to be a massive asset to both of us and also YKTR Sport. So pumped to have Jackson here.
Yeah, my little buddy. Rolling into the next bit was the clothes that we're dropping. We're trying to really hype up more stuff that we can do leading into the collections. We had a bit of a meeting about it yesterday, mapped out a tiny part of it. We had Roman, our photographer that we use, send through a bit of content off the back of the shoot we did a week or so ago. But I keep flicking you ideas, you keep flicking me ideas, and I think it's just going to eventually just come together and have this mad lead in, you reckon?
Yeah, like we used to do it really, really well. Like YK, like this used to be my thing. Like, but we used to drop every 8 weeks. That was our sort of business model. So I used to hype it up. I used to show you like the sneak peeks of the samples that are coming through. Then it would be like photo shoots. Like everything was filmed and then led up to this. Like, oh, this is what we're dropping, and it had this nice little lead up to it. And then obviously our business model changes. Obviously, was never making as much content as this in terms of podcasting, in terms of YKTR Sports. We've got the mag now where we're writing articles where we sort of focus on all that top of the funnel type of content where, but when it has come time to sell, I've kind of dropped the ball on that where you still need a call to action. You still need to go, hey guys, this is what we're doing. This is what we're dropping. Yeah, the jab, right hook. And our content just hasn't been good enough. And you see a lot of brands do well off the back of purely just hype content, and we're kind of behind the ball on that. And like all our other content's like elite, like our podcast is sick, our vlogs are cool, but it's just that hypey stuff rolling into it when it does come time to sell. Because without doubt, we provide the most value in Australia through any brand, in my opinion. I don't see anyone else doing what we're doing. No one has the mag, no one has the podcast, no one has the sports side that's helping other people. But when it comes time to sell, we just need a lot more polish on what we're doing right now. And it's starting with this week. You will see a lot better where like we had a meeting on Monday. Like this is going to be our lead strategy rolling into our drop. These are the vlogs that we're going to be dropping. These are going to be the podcast and even small stuff like rocking the stuff while we're leading up into it as well. A detailed look into the collection, just small stuff like that. But then obviously it's just going to be a lot more polish.
It feels like for the first time in a while, we've had like a hoodie like that where we've had it in content for, it feels like months. And then everyone's like, when can I get it? When can I get it? And then it's like this combination of like energy. Everyone's like, I want this. And then Thursday, 6 o'clock, got to be quick.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's marketing. Like you got to build anticipation and excitement around it, and we get so caught up in this content machine of sports media and podcasts and all that. I kind of forget about that as well. And we've been lucky that we get sales and people support us, and we've got a high customer return rate because we've built such a great brand and customer loyalty that we sort of bank on that, where we should always be trying to progress the brand forward, and our visuals should be a lot better rolling into it as well. I think the G'd Up boys do it really, really cool. Like they don't drop much content at all, but when they do, it's very like hypey. It's like, it kind of reminds me of Grand Theft Auto. Like when you watch a Grand Theft Auto video, and those boys are moving in next door to us soon. So like they're kind of being the inspo for those really hype drops. We're completely different brands, but I really like the visuals of it. It's like, shit, I actually want to buy that stuff. So that's probably the next evolution of content for us from a branding aspect to get product sales, to be honest.
Well, 6 o'clock Wednesday or Thursday, one person that will be hoping his package will be on the way is yours, Jordan Simi. How did that go off the back of the chat last week? We had an episode last week, which was a good one.
Yeah, he's bounced back really, really well, and obviously he got vlogs. Jordan acted how I thought he was going to act, like sort of one, make excuses, two, overcompensate, and then three, like all I wanted was accountability. And he like through the whole day, he would have messaged me about 25 times, and like he went from, oh bro, I've been trying my hardest to get a guest, I can't find anyone, to having 10 guests booked and for 2 days. So he wanted to do 5 podcast guests back to back, and then the next day do a back to back. But then it just fucks up our whole workflow. And then you said it best. He goes, bro, it's not a barber shop. You don't just want to be rolling an hour after hour. So he tried to overcompensate that way. And then about 9:30 at night, he goes, he just texted me, and we kicked him off a group chat too, our content planner one. I did. Blocked his clothes.
Hey, Lukey, make me admin. I was like, oh, here it comes.
Yeah. And then about 9:30 at night, he just goes, hey, bro, I'm sorry. And I won't happen again. I texted, but that's all I needed is just a bit of accountability. Like you're the one sitting in my office when we first started and saying, like, thanks for the opportunity. Won't let you down. Like 3 weeks in, like you've let me down. You've let us down. And it's hard when you, accountability is massive in professional sports. So if I tell Scope to do something, Normie, Chico, they won't let you down because they know, you know what it's like when you miss a tackle and you let in a try and you have to stand behind the post and look at your teammates in the eyes and go, "Oh, fucked up." Like a lot of people haven't felt that at that type of level, and that's what accountability is. And if you haven't felt that, when someone puts it on you, go, "But this ain't good enough." Like a lot of people react in certain different ways and like excuses, emotions, and that sort of stuff like that. But so we went for that little 12-hour period. And then he's been good. He's been good ever since.
Good vlog, eh?
Good vlog. And like I said to Jordy, I was like, bro, cut up most of the vlog, give it to me. I'll put the polish on the end of it and chop it. It was way too long. Chop it all the way down. And that's all I need. Like I just needed like a vlog a week and 2 guests. Like that's a couple hours work, and we won't have an issue. Yeah. And yeah, he's been good. He's been really good. Like I think hard thing about Jordy is because everyone knows he's so talented, and I think he knows that as well. But it's just going to be my job to sort of crack that whip of accountability on him. So, yeah.
And then lastly for this episode is the mag. We dropped that Wednesday, Thursday last week.
Sick. I love it.
Yeah.
I love everything about it. Obviously, a lot of credit to you for the design aspect of it. It was a fucking process, I'll tell you what. Like, getting this mag together has been a fucking headache, probably more so for you, but it got to the point where I'm just like, you just said, bro, I need you to, I was like, fuck, come over the top. Get this shit done. Like there's a few blow-ups in the background and stuff like that, but it looks cool. And this, do you want to talk about the design aspect of saving time with the screenshots and stuff?
Yeah, so you can probably see on the Instagram, like it looks like a meme card thing. So it's very similar to how like the Batuta Advocate do their posts, where it's literally just from their website on their phone. They'll screenshot it and use it as their Instagram, and
just small shit like that just saves us a fuckload of time. So if you think we've got an article up, we don't have to like create new content for Instagram and Facebook and sort of stuff like that. It's just like screenshot, upload, and then swipe up. And then, yeah, it's cool. So Jackson's role, and we're going to have meetings, a few of our business meetings we're going to record via podcast. His role is purely to look after that, and he's going to come in hot. But it's cool. Like I love the look of it. I love the feel of it. I got great reactions off the back of it as well. Yeah, it's cool. I'm really, really happy with it. You?
Yeah, keen to dive into more. Like Jackson's obviously like touching on every aspect of it. Like we've had a little bit of music come through there. We've had obviously the footy stuff. The punting stuff will be cool on there.
He doesn't know about NFTs. So like I was like, hey, bro, I wrote this article on NFTs. And I just wanted to see how he'd react to it. Fucking, he reacted to it like really. Obviously, you can tell he's a journer. He can write about anything. Yeah. So he's just written about it. He goes, so this is the best explanation of how to explain NFT. And he just had a hyperlink to it. Like it was kind of like a lazy version of it, but it was still a really good article. Yeah. Like instead of diving into the subject and learning about it, 100. Which he probably didn't have time to do, he just wrote this very...
pack my bags, bro.
Yeah. He just wrote this very generic fucking article. But if you didn't know NFTs, it was still a good read.
Yeah, and that's sort of like the cool thing about the mag is like we want to try and have our personalities come through in our blog posts. So anything Simi writes, like the love letter to Sonny Bill Williams, which is like co-written by Jackson, who's sort of like over the phone, give me some things, and then Jackson will do the rest of that. But yeah, I think the personality to come through in the writing is sort of a big part of what the mag will be.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And it's going to be the point where most of us are going to have to turn into bloggers for a little bit, or say someone like Scope wants to come in. It's like, bro, we need like 10 articles a week from you, or 10 pieces of content for a week from you for you to be valuable here. So, but yeah, really like it. We're doing a thing called Next Up, where we sort of highlight up and coming brands. We had Porter James Sports. We gave them a shout out, and like, I think it's just a cool thing to do. Like we've got the platform right now, and the way I sort of see it, and I've given this analogy before. Like I love like Lil Wayne. When I was like 2008, he was the king. He was collabing with everyone. But he went through, obviously, when he built Young Money up, he built like Drake up, he built Nicki Minaj up, and he just let them go do their thing. So I want us to be like that type of platform where if you look at Lil Wayne's history of Birdman, like Birdman wanted to control everything, wanted like to own everything, like you owe us this. So we're in a space right now where I feel like we can give a lot of brands use our leverage to pump them up as well.
Sure.
I think it's just a cool thing to do. Puts other people on, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, what if they steal sales from you?" Which like can happen, but it'd be cool if like consumers bought stuff that was like uniquely Australian or uniquely New Zealand, or we created brands that were cool enough where top to bottom, probably besides shoes at the moment, you could rock a full fit of.
Except, you rock the essays, bro.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Shoes are hard, man. Don't make shoes. They're hard. But that's what I mean. Like, you could be rocking like a YKTR and Porter James, like bottoms, you know what I mean? I think that's cool. I think that's the way forward. Just gas all the boys up. And you just never know where cross collabs and stuff are coming as well. So
100%.
Yeah. What else, Mag? That's it, eh?
That's pretty much it for now. We just keep pumping out articles. Like probably Jackson's in the air at the moment, is he?
Yeah, I don't know.
So he'll be here. I think he's coming in for lunch today. So you might see a bit of content on the IG stories behind the scenes. Do you like that little behind the scenes little photos thing?
Yeah, that's cool. I think because we're going to move into TikTok pretty soon, which you're going to be in. I think that's the type of content that people want to see. So we're going to build out a content strategy for that as well pretty soon. Yeah. What do you got ideas for TikTok?
Similar like Chinatown Market, the way that they do it, that sort of like back access, this is how we do this. Even if I'm like designing something in Illustrator, like do like quick things, like maybe try and like document like what's one that, the rules, Alexandria Tea, that oversized one that we did. Like imagine if I'd filmed that from my phone and then like seeing it come into the office, or even when you're getting, what are they called, those rectangle with the prints that they're doing? Strike-offs, even like things like that, like where people don't quite see because we don't really post it that much, all that behind the scenes, because like just like this show, people are nosy, people want to know what's going on, and it's an insight that I can give people just by filming little bits here and there behind the scenes.
Yeah, you could give a massive insight. Like, we just kind of take what we're doing here for granted because it's just part of our daily flow, but you'd be surprised of even like uploading podcasts and shit. Like, I don't think people would even know how to do that stuff, or like the thoughts behind micro content. Yeah. I'm building that online course. Once Jackson's here, I'm building that other second online course I'm going to do out, and it's going to have all that sort of stuff in it as well. So that'll be cool as well.
All right. That's a long episode. We'll wrap that one up.
Later.
Catch you next week.